So I'm watching the movie and Optimus Prime says, "I vowed to never kill a human, but whoever is responsible for this is going to die." Anyone else think maybe he just screened his own movie? Transformers: Age of Extinction is our fourth trip into a world where giant robot aliens are just a normal part of our existence. Michael Bay once again directs, but this time trades in Shia LaBeouf for Mark Wahlberg as a caring father caught up in the clashing metal war around him while trying to keep his teenage daughter safe. Of course, since it's Michael Bay, she's shot more like the PG-13 version of an adult film actress rather than an actual human 17-year-old, but you get the idea. And honestly, that's probably the best review I could give for this movie. We get the idea by now. Transformers 4 is a Michael Bay Transformers movie just like the three before it. And if you found something to like in those, you might find something here as well. Not so much for me. I mean, I guess I still do love Optimus Prime, who seems to be the last vestige of my childhood nostalgia for this property, existing somehow as the only thing about the toys that Bay hasn't devastated. There's just something about the gravitas of him as a leader that feels genuinely admirable and worth rooting for. So let's just go ahead and call him the best thing about the film, considering his moments of leadership were the only moments I felt anything vaguely reminiscent of joy or fun, which is crazy when you consider how much special effects action is in this beast of a movie. I'll give Bay this. He knows how to put on a spectacle. The problem is, it's hard to appreciate the beauty of the symphony when all the instruments are playing different songs as loud and fast as they can. It just becomes a bit mind-numbing. But mostly, Bay just doesn't understand storytelling or audience engagement. It's like he's trying to distract us with lights and sounds so we don't notice there isn't anything going on underneath. You want a worse thing? So many choices. First, the movie's too long, spending so much unnecessary time on slow-motion character development that never really gives us any reason to care about these people anyway. Speaking of which, second, the acting is terrible, in that it doesn't allow anybody a chance to be anything but a cardboard cutout spouting, third, terrible dialogue full of cliches and awful comebacks. Fourth, Bay still doesn't get that morphing is not transforming. The coolest thing about the Transformers is that they actually were two different things. Not that they were some sort of mystical substance that could morph into anything it scans, which is why, fifth, Bay has no sense of the process of an action scene. It's all just a jumble separated by key moments. Rather than being engaged by the process of the movement or how these moments play out, Bay just hopes he can yell at us loud enough to keep us from noticing how little sense it actually makes, which, number 6, is the same for the plot. There really isn't one. Seriously, I think if you Googled Transformers 4 plot, it would load up the no results found page. Okay, maybe not, but Google should totally make that happen. Look, overall, it's just lazy storytelling at its absolute peak. So let's land there for the worst thing, because that skip-the-middle mindset pervades everything about this movie. Not just the action, but the plot. Anytime anything needs to happen in the story, it just does, with little or no explanation. Characters need into a highly guarded facility, poof, they're in. Need knowledge of how to operate alien technology, voila, granted. Michael Bay is like the plot genie, granting every wish with a wave of his hand, forgetting that suspension of disbelief is quite different from suspension of reality. In truth, the hardest part of storytelling is often the how, so Bay just skips it. From the plot, to the action, to the basic way these robots transform, it seems he just hopes we won't care. And so at the end of the day, he shouldn't be surprised that I've decided not to. Overall, Transformers: Age of Extinction is, as Shakespeare once said, full of sound and fury signifying nothing. If you enjoyed the visual cacophony of the first three, you might enjoy this as well, but for me, it's only my remaining love for Optimus Prime that raises it to a generous D. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. You can stay tuned for this review's best ever challenge here in a bit. But first, I want to throw some stuff up over here you can click on if you'd like to subscribe, which I'd very much appreciate. You can do that by clicking the big gray subscribe button. Want to see more? Well, even though Transformers was the only flick out, if you want to vote on what TV I should catch up on this summer, I've got the catch-up list poll still up. And you still have a couple days to sign up to win a copy of the Lego Movie on Blu-ray as well. You can also click the logo right up here to go to the all-new YourMovieFriend.com, where you can find a searchable database of reviews as well as the written text of these videos. And finally, this review's best ever challenge. This is where you name the best movie ever in a particular category. Also try to identify my choice. What is the best Michael Bay movie ever? Yes, I know, but give it a shot anyway. I have a strange soft spot in my heart for the one I can't take my eyes off of because I might miss something and I don't want to. Everybody sing along now. Miss a thing. Drop your own answer and a guess at mine in the comments, and the first person to guess mine does get a point. Thanks, and please subscribe.